Oh, that's a good question. I went to a liberal arts college, and probably, if I had to admit this on camera, I spent most of my time working on my ceramics major. So I enjoyed art as a young man. I was, it was called the humanities major, but it was really a triple in many ways. Psychology, English, and history were my interests at that time. Yeah, you know, and I think I thoroughly enjoyed those years. I wouldn't say I was a top 5% student, but I worked hard, and yeah. Well, I do think that I have the mission of access and excellence in my bones. It's something I care about deeply and have tried in various ways, both as a faculty member and as an administrator to build and to contribute to in the institutions that I was a part of. So some passion, I think, along those lines. Interestingly, they didn't talk a lot about that, but I, of course, learned much about it later in my career. Well, I think one of the things that I remember most vividly was a conversation with my grandfather about his work in the internment camp. He was a young minister at that time, and he pursued that work while interned. And he said the most important thing that he tried to do then was build hope. Hope in a place where that was an idea, but also a critically life-sustaining force. And I think that has influenced the way that I've thought about my own work and my own pursuits. One of the things about education that I think is most powerful is that it has the capacity to spark hope, and it can lend to the process of believing that one can pursue their dreams and their hopes, and I take that very seriously. One job that I think I carry with me till this day is my first teaching position. I worked as it was really a reading specialist in a middle school in Hawaii, in Honolulu, that served a large housing project. So it was maybe a 90 to high 90s free and reduced lunch student population. Those students they lived very difficult lives, and it was easy for me to see how difficult those challenges were up close, and I hadn't quite seen that, I think, prior to that, and it set in me a desire to try to lend myself to doing something better in that area. And you know, I think, well, I don't even know if without that work I would have, this many years later, been pursuing that basic core project of trying to improve the educational lives of young people without that experience. I don't know. I don't know if it would be a surprise. I was a high school wrestler. I had a passion for wrestling. I was a performer for many years in theater as a young man and in college. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not a very surprising person. I mean, I have a family, and I spend most of my time off from work, you know, playing with my kids, and yeah, probably somebody you probably very much like a friend or an uncle of yours.